I'm back. This time I'm back. I'm testing the same batteries from Dollar Tree, but I'm throwing the Panasonics in this time. You can buy them for the same price as these, but I'm also testing a lot more different types of batteries. This time, I even have some Amazon Basics, so we'll throw those into the fray. So I have multiple different types of batteries I'm going to be testing. I'm going to set up a little rig to hold these fans, and then we're going to have the battery of which one's in which in front of them. And we're going to just basically time it. Whichever one lasts the longest will be the one we look at the end. But we will also pay attention to price to performance. This one right here was this much. These right here are $1. Will these last longer than these? And if they do, how much longer? Or say, for instance, these, which were that much. Are they gonna last half as long as these because you get more for that price? But we'll see. That's what we're here testing today. Price to performance and which one lasts longer. Because everybody's situation is different. So let me go ahead and rig all this stuff up and I'll be right back.
Many hours later.
Okay, so this is what I was able to come up with. We have to abandon the Amazon Basics battery because this fan, because this fan literally, like, it won't work unless I'm pressing the button for some reason. Like, I have to be pressing it. But the Amazon Basic batteries, from every review that I've seen, they're not worth the price. I only bought like a 4-pack of Amazon Basics, so I didn't waste too much money on that. Anyway, the only one that doesn't have the battery on it is this one because I can't get it to stay. And we're going to basically add the batteries into each fan as I go. And then the timer is going to start as soon as I put in the first battery. And then after that, and then we'll basically just add the time to each battery as we go. So, but I am going to start from the better batteries because they're going to last longer. That way we have an exact time of the cheaper batteries, like this one right here. So let's go ahead and start with the Energizer, and as soon as I get these all done, the bat test will commence. Oh yeah, I need to go get... Okay. So Amazon Basics is the first to die. Yep. Sounds about right. It's not giving me anything else. When I was setting this up, there was about 6 minutes. This thing was running for about 7 minutes. So I'm going to add 7 minutes to its time. As unimpressive as that would be anyway. I noticed this one's slowing down. You can see this one a lot more than you can the other one. Yeah, this one's barely spinning. Let's go ahead and call that one. Like, it can barely spin back up. So we'll just go ahead and call that. I'm really curious to see which one of these two die first, because this one right... Ooh, ow. This one right here is the gold Dollar Tree battery, and this one right here is the Panasonic Dollar Tree battery that they've been selling. So I'm really curious to see which one of these two right here die first. Uh-oh. Got another fan. Yeah, it's dead too. Alright, the red one is done. Lasted a little over an hour. Not bad. Oh, and the Panasonic won. Wow, it's really just not looking good for these E-circuit batteries right here. These Panasonics are still going. That's crazy. And we're down to 4. Oh, okay. The Duracells died. I didn't expect that to happen any time. Ooh, shit. Okay, so the Duracells are dead. That's a surprise. The Energizer is dead, dude. Yeah. If I flick it, it'll keep going, but if I tap it, it has trouble going. Yeah, so this is dead. This one's dead. That's crazy, dude. Alright. And I'd say we're done. Alright. Go ahead and take this battery out. Now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go back through this footage. I'm going to record the times, the prices of every battery, and I'm going to come up with a chart when I come back for my final thoughts here, and we'll see how everything went.
3 days later.
Conclusion time. Alright, so I've been thinking really hard on how I'm going to do this. I wanted to be at the table looking at charts while I describe what's going on here, but I don't really have the setup for it because I only have my desktop and I have this little crappy like tablet netbook, but it takes forever to charge. So enough about that. I'm gonna move to the desk here and we're gonna start talking numbers because holy crap, the results are interesting. But before we even get to that, just forget about those batteries. The numbers are still going to be on the charts, but these are terrible. Don't buy these. Amazon Basics, don't buy those. You get so many for a reason, okay? But yet you still have to pay for it. Just trust me, don't get the Amazon Basics. Now, to the desk. Alright, so I'm at my desk here. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. We have the first chart here is how long they lasted. You have the Amazon Basics battery, which lasted a pathetic 79 minutes, which is just a little over an hour. It's about an hour and 20 minutes. Then you have the blue batteries themselves that lasted almost 2 hours. The red ones, it's not as impressive, but you gotta understand you're only getting 2 less batteries for $1 at 156 minutes, which is just 36 minutes, 2 hours and 36 minutes pretty much. And then you have the gold batteries, which barely lasted 17 minutes longer, which was kind of upsetting because I thought I would get more performance out of the gold ones. But then you have the biggest upset of the night. Duracell died first before the Panasonics. And you'll see why this is such a bad result for Duracell. Because you have the Panasonics that outperform the Duracell by 5 minutes, which doesn't seem like a lot, or 7 minutes, that doesn't seem like a lot on paper, but we'll get to it here in a minute. And then we'll move on to the Energizer batteries, which died second to last at a whopping 4 hours and 29 minutes, which is 269 minutes. And then the Rayovacs just soared past it, lasting almost a half hour longer. The Rayovacs, like, if you could, now these are the high Energizer Max and the high energy Rayovacs. We need to clarify the Energizer Max and the Rayovac high energy batteries. Now, when we look at the Rayovacs, we gotta go all the way back to the Reds. The Reds and the Rayovacs. The Reds themselves are half the performance of the Rayovacs. Pretty close to half the performance. But as you go throughout these, keep in mind how the Red price is compared to the Rayovacs, the E-Circuit Reds. It starts to show that with the Reds and the Panasonics, you could potentially be saving a good bit of money from buying these batteries. Now for how long each pack lasts. The Amazon Basics comes in a 48 pack that I could find that was at a decent price. There is 100 packed out there, but Amazon Basics just isn't worth it in my opinion. At only an hour and a half per battery, it's just not good. The blue, on the other hand, for the 6-pack, because the 8-packs are coming increasingly harder to find, give you a little over 11 hours per pack. And then the Reds themselves, edging close at just 10 hours a pack, and it only gives you 2/3 the batteries. That's pretty damn good. And then we have the heavy hitters of the $1 price point, the gold and the Panasonics. Panasonics just completely crushed the golds. In my opinion, you shouldn't even worry about the golds because the E-Circuit batteries in both tests, the golds just cannot match up to the Panasonics. Now the Duracells, I had to buy a 4-pack because I'm not made of money, people, and they do sell 4-packs in my Walmart. No matter which pack you buy, they're about $1 a battery. So you'll get similar performance and pricing for any of those packs that you buy. Duracell give you just about 14.5 hours. And then you have the Rayovacs themselves, which go on close to 20 hours. But again, we still have to look at the Reds because at just little over half of the performance, the Reds are a strong contender here comparing to Rayovacs, who you'll see later in the charts lasted the longest. The Energizers only came in an 8-pack where I live, the Energizer Max. If you guys can find them in a 4-pack, they're pretty decent as well, because even at 2,152 minutes, very close to 36 hours of battery life for 8 batteries, which is not bad. If you need flashlights and stuff, and you like Energizer, I can see why. It's very respectable. So now we're back to how much each pack costs. Basics is at $15 for 48 batteries, which makes them very cheap per battery, and there's a reason for that, because they do not last long at all. The Dollar Tree batteries are all $1, and then the Duracells are $4.34 for a pack of 4. And then the Rayovac High Energies are $3.59 for a single pack, which is very, very good price compared to Duracell. If you find yourself at a Walmart and you need batteries, I would go for the Rayovacs. And the Energizers at an 8-pack, less than $1 a battery, $7.47. Pretty respectable, pretty respectable. Now, price to performance that I was talking about earlier in the video, this is it. Now, this is how much it costs to run each one of these batteries for a single minute. As you can see, there is 2 very large bars on this graph. The Amazon Basics and the Duracells. This right here, at a half a penny per minute, is the main reason why I'm never going to recommend a Duracell. Now, people say that there is a difference and there is a discrepancy among Duracell batteries per pack, but even if that's the case, regardless, that there's no way it could be too much better or anywhere close to a third of a penny, like the Rayovacs right here. So we'll go back to the dollar batteries. 0.14 cents per minute and 0.16 cents per minute. The red and the blue batteries are just trading blows here. If you can find the 8-packs and you just need batteries for something, I would get the blue. If you can't find the 8-packs, I would get the red if you're at a Dollar Tree. Because there's just, the quantity of batteries for how long they last is just incredible. Now the golds, on the other hand, the gold E-Circuit batteries, I'm sorry E-Circuit, I don't think anybody from E-Circuit's gonna ever watch this, but the gold batteries just aren't up to snuff, especially when Dollar Tree already sells a good battery. They've sold the Panasonics for longer. I've just never bought it because I was afraid it wouldn't last. But now Panasonics, if I need a long-lasting pack of batteries for my keyboard or something, Panasonics is where I'm going because it's cheap. Now on to the Energizer and the Rayovacs. Very, very close. Now it's not as close as the Dollar Tree batteries, but the Rayovacs edge out Energizer just by a little bit. If you're going for the cheaper battery, when you're at Walmart, you can buy the Energizer and you won't be affected as much, but if you don't need as many batteries and you don't want to have batteries rolling around in the drawer, Rayovacs is where it's at. I'm declaring Rayovac the winner here.
And lastly, we have the price per battery themselves.
At the end of the day, you have the Duracells that are $1.08 a single battery. Then you have the Rayovacs that are at 90 cents a battery. The Energizer at 93 cents a battery. Panasonics and the golds are at 50. The reds, 25 cents. And then you have the blues that are at 16 cents a battery. All of these numbers at the end of the day may not seem like a lot to some people, but for any of those price conscious people that don't want to spend money on batteries but don't want to spend the extra money in the upstart it is for rechargeables, if you're the penny pincher, the red and gold is red and Panasonic is where it's at, depending on how many batteries you need. Or you can buy the blues because a massive number of batteries, but that's up to you. I would buy the red and the Panasonics for $1. Those are very good batteries. And the Energizers and the Rayovacs, you can interchange those. Like I said, my Walmart doesn't have 8-pack or doesn't have 4-packs of Energizer Max, so I would go for the Rayovacs. But if your Walmart has 4-packs or you need 8 batteries, interchanging these two wouldn't matter too much. Okay, guys, time for the final conclusion here. Which batteries out of don't even worry about this. Which batteries out of every single one of these would I recommend? I would have to say that for my pick, I would have to go with one of these three. One of these three here. Stop it. One of these three here. You have the red E-Circuit batteries, the Panasonics from Dollar Tree, and the Rayovac High Energy. I only bought a 4-pack. That's what my numbers are based off of. I recommend this battery if you're at a Walmart and you need batteries and you don't want to make an extra trip, because when it comes to these, you're actually saving a good bit of money when it comes to how many batteries per dollar you're getting, because there's 4 in a Rayovac and 2 in a Panasonic. These are about $4 for a pack. And if you buy 2 of these, you're only paying $2. Now, they last nowhere near as long as these, but these are a good bit cheaper. And the same with these. These are $1 versus $3.79. Almost fourth of the price, but not quite fourth the performance, which is kind of telling here. So the reds from Dollar Tree is the ones I would recommend if you need sheer number, because these, unless you're using like a mouse, I can't really recommend them because these last way longer. So I'm converting from the blues to the reds. I am, because I've been using the blue ones forever. Panasonics, on the other hand, if you need a hard-hitting battery and you're not willing to shell out that extra $1 for if you need more batteries, you can get the Panasonics. But if you just want a battery that's good overall, you can interchange Energizer Max or Rayovac High Energy, but I would recommend the Rayovac High Energy just because of the slightly less price, and it did last longer than the Energizer. So thank you guys, everybody who watches this video, because holy crap, I learned so much here, and I've literally ruined the state of my apartment. Trying to make this video, like, my apartment is a mess now, but it's worth it in the end, I guess. So, like I said, thank you for everybody who's watched this video. I appreciate every single one of you who take the time out to watch my video, and I hope you learned something from it. Have a good one, guys.